Philip, hello. Benjamin, hello. Currently training the captain from the combat patrol into a death company jump pack captain. I'm gonna just make 2 more captains tonight from some assault intercessors, from some stern guard pieces, because I am very tempted to run this list. What was it? 12 captains and angelic inheritors? It sounds crazy, and I think I'm at a point of doing crazy shit this edition, right? Matthew, hello, good evening. Thank you for the captain video. Yeah, I wasn't sure, like, to be honest with you, Crozier, like, I don't want to say he accosted me, but he was, like, messaging me on Discord. He's like, John, I've got this really exciting list. And I've just, like, I wasn't, like, ignoring him or anything. I guess I've just been busy. And I kind of had it in my back of my mind, because he told me about it before. He was like, John, I've got this crazy list where I'm playing, like, an absolute boatload of captains. I was like, cool, sounds fun. But I hadn't really thought too much harder on it. And then, like, he messaged me again. He was like, John. I'm like, what was it? Like, I'm at 80% win rate with this list now, playing, like, 30 games. And then I was like, okay. 30 games is a lot of games. 80% is a very high number. How many captains are we talking? And he's like, I can't even remember. Was it 12 captains? Mephiston, Dante, the Sanguinar. So I'm like, I'm gonna make a video on your list, because you know that's my jam. That's what we do on Blood Angels Commander. We look at lists, right? And then I'm making this video, and I'm like, the more I'm making this video, the more I'm like, man, do I have enough captains to run this list? Like, I definitely have enough Death Company captains. I think the Gravis captains could be pretty easy, because you could just proxy aggressors, right? Because Gravis captains kind of have, like, bolters and power fists, so they could be really easy to proxy, I feel like. And then that's where things get interesting, because I was like, could I get together a few more captains? Campbell's thinking about painting Sons of Sanguinius. What have you been doing? What have you been doing all this time, Campbell? So I'm gonna just make 2 captains tonight. I don't know if I'm running that list. I actually next week need to build a new list. And before I saw that list, I was going back to Liberator Assault Group. And I think I'm going back to at least double, maybe triple Impulsor. Because I think that's one thing that I really felt like I needed in the tournament that was just at. Like, I just want 3 Impulsors to dump onto objectives and be like, hi, I'm here, I'm toughness 9, I'm a 5 up invuln save, and I've got 11 wounds, and I'm only 80 points, and I don't really care if I die, because there'll be something that's a bit killy or a bit useful inside the Impulsor, right? And Space Marines really lack invuln saves, man. You know, like, most of my lists feel like there's very few units in the list that have invuln saves. Which is really quite annoying. It just means Space Marines never get the stupid spikes that, like, you know, sometimes you go into, like, a squad of, Aspect Warriors, and the guy rolls a ton of 5-ups, and you're like, oh my god, I killed, like, 2 Aspect Warriors, what can you do? You know, Space Marines just don't have that, I feel like. Impulsors do that, though. Because Impulsors are just annoying. I like Impulsors a lot, actually. Evening, Eternal Crusader. Happy Templars release day. I hope you got some good Templars today. I've just got bits everywhere tonight. I need to grab a bag. Bases, but I'm definitely going to be making at least 2 captains. Space Marines with invuns are usually overcosted. Are they, Phil? Is that how that works? Yeah, I was going to say, if I don't need to use the bases with no holes, I'm going to use for it. Good evening, Gotit Painting. How are you doing? I wonder if this Space Marine captain is going to use one of these new Sangreguard heads. Oh, do you know what? I might use a Crimson Lord head as well. Hello, Crispy Delicious. Yeah, it feels like ages since I've been live. I guess I was at the tournament last weekend, and then on Wednesday this week, I just put out like the quick tournament recap videos, so it feels like ages. We are going to do the giveaway tonight. Once we get a few more people in, I think it should be ready to go. So there'll be 2 winners at some point, maybe like half an hour into the stream or something like that. You're going to lead everything with Librarians for 4 ups. You know what, I must admit, I never lead anything with Librarians. I tried one in Stormlands for a minute, and I thought it was okay, but then I ended up going for Lieutenant because I like the lethal hits. Lethal hits is pretty fun. Lethal hits on Hellblasters is pretty fun, especially in Overwatch. It's like every 6 you roll in Overwatch is also just a lethal hit. Hello Marius, how you doing? You all tonight? I'm going to build 2 more captains tonight, man. Just for that crazy captain list we saw yesterday, right? I'm not even sure if I'm running it, but I'm going to build 2 captains nonetheless. I've got crap loads of models that need built. I still haven't built all the models from the Leviathan box set. In fact, that's what these Sternguard are. So I'm going to use the Sternguard bodies as the bodies for the captain, because I think that the Sternguard have like the little robes and stuff. I think they're a tiny bit more meaty than an Assault Intercessor. I heard Black Templars are going to be really good. I don't know if they are, but that's the rumour that's flying around. Like, Black Templars Codex is going to be really strong. I guess we'll find out soon enough when we get win rates. Games Workshop have pretty much given up on posting win rates though, which is a little bit sad. I don't know how Death Guard still haven't been nerfed, because I just think they're ridiculous. I think Knights are borderline ridiculous as well, but I think Death Guard are worse in my opinion. So thanks for being here on a Saturday night. We're gonna be live for a couple hours. We're just gonna shoot the shit. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about. So if there's a topic you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. Just put it in chat. It can be anything as random as you like, really. Saturday night streams, we don't always end up on 40k. Probably not. We probably won't talk about politics or any bullshit like that though. And what else happens on Saturday night? Yeah, we're going to do a giveaway for the conversion contest, and tomorrow we're going to get back to a live army show. Hopefully Wednesday night this week. I haven't ranged a game yet. Yeah, Annabella, you were told after last night.
Can I just have a cuddle?
Yes, you can have a cuddle. You were told after getting up like 15 times last night that you weren't going to get out of bed tonight, weren't you told? Mm-hmm. Right? Did Mummy go downstairs? Yeah? Alright, Annabella, look at me. I'm not messing around tonight. No, look at me. I told you if you got out of bed I would take away one of your toys, didn't I? Now, this is your last warning. So if you come out of bed again, for no reason other than you're just farting around, then I'm going to take away a toy, okay? Sorry. We had a rough night last night, guys. Am I looking for an opponent for Wednesday? Yes. Why do you want to come and play on Wednesday night, Marius? Can you be arsed? You want to drive here? How do you feel about the Grey Knight Combat Patrol? I must admit I haven't looked at the Grey Knight Combat Patrol. I played Grey Knights at the tournament last weekend and I was very underwhelmed with them. It felt like they really struggle into vehicles. Their movement is great, but I just don't know how they're really killing vehicles. Dad life, we gotta love it, yeah. I gotta be hot. Like last night, she was up like 15 times, man. I gotta be harsh tonight. To be fair, she was already out of her bed once already, and I did say to her I was taking toys away. So that's time number 2. I don't know what else to do. Good times, yeah, good times. She's fine. She just farts around at bedtime. Sometimes it's fine. Just this week it's been rough. Anyways, enough about my drama. Yeah, they're too sweet. Yeah, the Grey Knight player I played last week was a really good sport. But like, what did he have? He had like 2 Dread Knights, 2 Librarians, 4 squads of Terminators, maybe. Or maybe it was just 3 squads of Terminators, because they're not battle lines. It must have been 3 squads of Terminators, 2 strike squads, and then a couple of anti-tank pieces. But it just felt like once he lost his anti-tank pieces, it's like, so what are you going to kill the vehicles with? Like strength 6, AP 2 damage? I don't know if I feel like Grey Knights need like another unit in their codex, like a dedicated anti-tank unit, because yeah, I mean, they can kick out mortals with the Librarian, I guess, but like, is it enough? Pin says, currently painting my first ever models. Thanks for your great videos, they've helped a lot. You're more than welcome, dude. Welcome to the hobby. I hope your first models are going well. I think what to remember with your first models is your first models will be your worst models. So don't get too hung up on trying to get everything perfect, because they just won't be perfect. So just focus on, you know, that stupid phrase people always say, like, get 1% better every day. It's really true though. Like, it's just like, if you just focus on getting those ones finished, and then you'll learn so much by the time you come to your next set, you'll do better with the next set. But yeah, welcome to the channel, welcome to the hobby, nice to see you. It's always nice to see some new faces. Sorry, don't say hello to you, Frank. How you doing? Well, let me know, Marius. Sooner the better, because I really would like to play a game on Wednesday night. I'm sure I can find somebody. I just haven't asked in our group chat yet if someone's available for Wednesday night. But if you are available for Wednesday night, it could be Return of the Blood Angels versus the Ultramarines. I probably need to know by like the end of Monday, so that if you can, I can find someone else to play. Evening, Highland Phoenix, how you doing? I'm going for the captain build. I thought I would build some captains to give myself options. Evening James, evening Alex. Oh, we got a lot of people hanging out tonight. Cool. If you get 2 seconds, guys, please leave a like on the stream. It helps out ever so much. So I would love it if you could press that like button for the 2 seconds it takes. I saw Colin dropped out of the GT, so Colin was going to replace somebody else actually, because Miles, I won't go into it, but Miles had to leave after day 1. So Colin was going to replace Miles for day 2, but he couldn't. In the end, he couldn't actually make it. So Colin never actually played at the GT, but he was going to be playing to play for Miles. How many captains do I currently have on foot? Not that many. I think I had 3 regular Space Marine captains with Power Fists on foot. I think I have. Well, I've got 4 if you include Gabriel Seth model. I mean, I don't really have a problem proxying my Gabriel Seth model as a Space Marine captain. I mean, he is essentially a Space Marine captain, right? So, I think with these 2, that would give me 6. Yeah, give me a PM, Marius, that'd be cool. Plasma Crystal question. Do you always supercharge your Plasma Pistol? Would you spend CP... What just went away from me? To save the Plasma Pistol, or... Power Fist troop that failed at hazardous roll. 50-50, right? Phil, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, dude. I do always appreciate it. Thank you very much. Plasma Pistol. So I've only started using Plasma recently, or I've probably only started overcharging Plasma in the last 6 months. And I think... I mean, you can re-roll the hazardous. I suppose it depends on situation, right? Like if you got plenty CP, then sure, re-roll the hazardous. If you're gonna need the CP next turn for something else, then maybe you can't re-roll the hazardous, right? But like it can be worth saving them. It can be worth letting them die. I mean. You can also just choose to not shoot the hazardous for the 1 extra damage, right? Like, I guess if you're worried about the guy dying, just it's only 1 more damage and 1 more AP. And let's face it, most of the time Plasma Pistols don't. You have to roll to hit, you have to roll to wound, they have to roll to save. You know, like there's 3 rolls. So if you're in any doubt, just don't overcharge it. Phil, thank you so much. 5 gifted. It's very kind of you. I do really appreciate it. I was going to say, it's like every new month, Phil, you give me 5 gifted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alex says, I have everything in the list except 2 Gravis Captains. Could you not proxy in some aggressors? Because, like, a Gravis Captain literally has a Boltstorm Gauntlet and some... Yeah, he's literally got Boltstorm Gauntlets, right? And you can choose to have a Power Fist in his other hand anyway. So if you've got any aggressors with Boltstorm, they're on the same size base as the Gravis Captain, you could just run 2 aggressors and call them Gravis Captains. Unless I'm massively missing something, I think that would be absolutely fine to do, right? And if you need 2 Gravis Captains, you'd probably actually be cheaper buying a box of aggressors and convert to aggressors than you would be trying to buy 2 Gravis Captains, right? Is it worth painting arms separately so you can properly paint the inside face? And if so, does glue bind well to painted surfaces? So if you're using something like this, the plastic glue, and I really recommend this one because it's much cheaper than Games Workshop one. It adheres to plastic. It doesn't adhere to paint. And my entire army, since the beginning of time, I guess, is not sub-assemblies. I don't do any sub-assemblies. I just put them all together and paint them. I can show you a finished model and you can decide if you need to sub-assemble it. So I'd say this is probably the model that I painted the most recently to a high standard, or a reasonable standard, and I didn't. This whole guy was just glued together in a winner and then painted. So yeah, if you're gonna go and try and win some painting tournaments, sure, sub-assemble. You're just looking for a decent job that gets you on the tabletop, and I mean you can get it to look absolutely fine without any sub-assembly nonsense. Some people swear by it, I do not. But I'm pretty lazy, I think, when it comes to painting. It might be a fun reason to convert Calgar into a Blood Angels Gravis Captain. We could convert Calgar into Blood Angels Gravis Captain. What size base is Calgar on? I actually have no idea. I imagine he's on a bigger base than default, right? But maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Sub-assemblies are for people with more time than life, says Irish Hand Grenade. Yeah, I mean, I think sub-assemblies are for people that take the hobby very, very seriously. And or some people do sub-assemblies that like speed paint. Like if you're really good at speed painting and you can speed paint way quicker with a sub-assembly, by all means do it. But I think sub-assembly is just not for me. I'm wondering if I've got any backpacks with iron halos attached to them, because iron halo would be good, because it is a captain. I mean, I could always put a head on them that's got some of the headpieces have iron halos on them. Isn't Calgar on a 50? I imagine he's on a bigger than a 40. That's kind of what I was thinking. The Victrix guards are on 50s and he's on a 40. Cool. Well, here's a... This is a little Blood Angels thing I could use like an Iron Halo. This is the old Firstborn Blood Angels upgrade sprue. I like it. I like that shoulder pad as well. So we're going to take a couple of bits off the old Blood Angels upgrade sprue. Pour a fucking pour a drink out for the old Blood Angels upgrade sprue. How much better was this upgrade sprue than the Primaris one? I wish I had more of them. Like this shoulder pad with all the little spikes on it. How cool. I feel sad using them because I'll run out of spikes. I mean, I've literally got Marnu's Calgar in his box just off stream, so I can grab it if nobody else knows. I imagine it'll be. I imagine Calgar is on a bigger base. You're wrong. I mean, you Ultramarines players usually are wrong. We've learned to deal with that. Maybe that's why I got beat so bad at the tournament, because I was playing Ultramarines, huh? Goddamn Ultramarines. I actually quite enjoyed playing Ultramarines, I must admit. But I think I just enjoyed playing Guilliman. I think he's a really strong model, Guilliman. He fits into a lot of lists as well. And for the most part, he kills just about anything he charges until you charge Deathwing Knights, and my god, Deathwing Knights are obnoxious, aren't they? I couldn't believe how much death, like, yeah, I just, having never played against Deathwing Knights, I played against 3 squads of them. I honestly couldn't believe how strong they were, like in terms of like just raw survivability. Like they just felt absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna make a video about it actually. So the next couple of weeks I'll make a video looking at the Dark Angels list that I played against. And it really all comes down to, my goodness, I felt like we couldn't kill Deathwing Knights. Who's actually played, anyone in chat has actually played a game against 3 squads of Deathwing Knights? And if so, and if you beat it, how the fuck did you beat it? Because -1 to wound, -1 to damage, and then potential armor of contempt, to me just felt like I just didn't know how to deal with it. Like, run away, even like throwing a grenade at them is folly, because they just go like, oh well, we'll just use our once per game 4-up invuln against mortal wounds, right? I really struggled against Deathwing Knights. I mean, I knew they were strong, but like when you actually start rolling dice, and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not killing any of these. About 60 chainswords? Well, the thing is, though, against chainswords, they should just armor of contempt, right? And then they're just AP 0. You're not killing that many of them with AP 0 when they got a 2-up save, right? And you're only doing 1 damage, and you're only wounding on 4s because they're -1 to wound, right? You beat them, though, with the 60 chainswords? 60 times 5? I mean, I guess that's 300 attacks from chainswords. Yeah, okay, maybe 300 chainsword attacks would do it. How many guys do you need? You need 60 guys for 60 chainswords, though, right? Thanks so much, Clint, for becoming a channel member. Dude, I missed that. Did it pop up, or am I just not paying attention? Thank you. I do appreciate that. Time for a priest with a chainsword? I suppose a priest would help a little bit. Campbell also plays Dark Angels. So have you been playing that Deathwing Knight nonsense? 3 squads of Deathwing Knights is 1,000 points. I don't think so. I think they're only 250 points. So 3 squads should only be 750 points, right? I mean, it's still a lot of points. It's not quite 1,000, right? When I played them, I move blocked them. I played Nid, so I have tons of chaff. I found them they weren't the most damaging unit, but it was just the fact that like they've got good OC and they've got stratagems that improve their OC. I was playing that stupid mission, what's it called, supply drop. I hate playing supply drop at tournaments. I don't know why tournaments keep making me play supply drop. It's the worst map. It totally favours whoever goes second, and it totally favours durability based armies, in my opinion. So I hate supply drop. Like I said, it's probably my least favourite map. I absolutely despise it as a tournament map. But it just seems like every tournament I go to, we end up playing fucking supply drop. I don't know why, but we do. Goddamn supply drop. Yeah, I don't know if I had anything that could move block them. And I just didn't know how to deal with them. I mean, the Vindicator tank might have been useful, I guess. I mean, I guess maybe that's one of the reasons Blood Angels players all run multiple Vindicator tanks, right? So, the Blood Angels captain, like the actual one from Codex Blood Angels, that has the Infernal Pistol. Or he can have the Infernal Pistol. Is that what everybody runs him with? You can't actually give him a Plasma Pistol, the Blood Angels captain. He has a Power Fist and an Infernal Pistol. So I guess this guy that I'm making, I need to make him with an Infernal Pistol. There's no point. I can't even make him with a Plasmas. Okay. No, there's an Infernal Pistol. It's a 3D printed Infernal Pistol, but I'll have to do, I guess. We'll have a different one. I'm not sure I rate Infernal. Like, Infernal Pistols used to be really good when you had loads of them. Now, because you just feel like you've got so few of them, I don't really know if I rate them all that high anymore. I just don't know if I ever feel like I've got a meaningful number of Infernal Pistols, if that makes sense. It's like, cool, I've got an Infernal Pistol. Oh, I missed. Or it's like, oh, I've got an Infernal Pistol. I hit, but I failed to wound. You know, like, I just don't have... No weight of fire on the Infernal Pistols at all these days, I guess. Can you run the Blood Angels captain in the company heroes, or does it have to be the generic Space Marine captain? Ooh, that's a good question. Company heroes. What does it say? You must attach one captain. Then I think it will be fine because the Blood Angels captain will have the captain keyword. Yeah, that's fine. He's got the captain keyword. Yeah, you can do that. But yeah, it's a question that I guess doesn't get asked too much. I'm hoping that in 11th edition we get like some units with lightning claws back, and I know that we can have lightning claws on Terminators, but here's the thing: nobody runs Terminators. Like, I say nobody. I'm sure somebody runs Terminators. But most people don't run Terminators these days, do they? I think Assault, like, I think Assault Terminators, in my opinion, need a buff before I'm running Assault Terminators. That's kind of where I stand on Assault Terminators. Like, if they got a buff, maybe I'd run them. I probably would quite like to run them, but I just don't know if I think they're strong enough. Zafik says, I would love to use Terminators. They're too expensive for what they can do. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, if you look at, like, Space Wolf Terminators, they have that, like, you know, -1 to hit nonsense, which helps low. Sorry, -1 to wound. I was just talking about the Deathwing Terminators having -1 to wound as well. So it's like, if Assault, like, I think the rule that the Assault Terminators have is utter garbage. You know, like, it's like you take a battle shock test against them or something. Like, it's actually complete garbage. If they just got rid of that rule and replaced it with, like, what would it be? Like, if that rule was the -1 to wound or -1 damage or something that gave them survivability, then I could see Terminators being worth taking, potentially. But as it stands, like, I'm just not even remotely interested, I think, in Assault Terminators. Give us a Sangre Priest in Terminator armor. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? They've been removing all the things that the Sangre Priest could do, though, right? You remember that you used to be able to get a Sangre Priest in... used to get a Sangre Priest on a bike. Alright, I'm definitely, like, jiggery pokering together some guy here. Lots of little random bits out of the spit box. Let's get one of these captains going, I guess. This one's gonna start with a Power Fist over here. And then maybe the spiky shoulder pad, I guess. Or this big giant Captain Death Company shoulder pad, maybe? I mean, this isn't going to be a Death Company captain, so maybe we should avoid this Death Company shoulder pad. Brother Corbolo will get a jump pack. Yeah, I think Brother Corbolo deserved a jump pack, right? Like, he didn't die or anything in the lore. Same as, like, Gabriel Seth deserved to not get squatted, I guess. Careful now, we wouldn't want GW to give us too much flavour. You know, we were talking about that a lot with like Mark and Tony the other night on the Grotz channel, where we were basically saying like, we think, and bear in mind any opinion, anything that I say on this channel is like my opinion, right? Like, and my opinion is, I don't want to say it's worthless, but my opinion doesn't mean anything. It's just my opinion. It's just what I see. There's no basis in fact, I guess, like this full disclaimer. And I guess what I see right now with Warhammer is Games Workshop obviously are doing fairly well for themselves, right? Like every month over month, they are getting profit. It seems like big profits. I guess they're bringing in a lot of new players because in my experience, right? Like I feel like I'm actually spending less on Warhammer. I talked to Mark and Tony about this and said, like, I used to spend probably like $300 or $400 a year on Warhammer. Like, I would just buy, like, every 6 months, I'd just be like, I'll buy some Vanguard decks, I'll buy some Death Company, I'll buy some Sangre Guard. Mainly because it let me do stuff like what I'm doing right now, where I've got like, loads of shoulder pads and loads of power weapons and loads of interesting bits, right? But since they stopped selling all those interesting bits, I have stopped buying as much. And like, I know other people have stopped doing that as well. But where Warhammer is right now, it's bringing in so many new players. They're selling all the new player kits to new players, and it doesn't matter that like veterans aren't buying as much stuff. But I think if you give that a few years, maybe they'll stop being able to bring in so many new players. And it'll roll around the other way, where like they'll want to get more money from the veterans again, and they'll realise that like long term the veterans are the people, like, because I bet you like a lot of new players, they buy their first kits and then they leave, right? You know, they never get painted, they never get into the hobby or whatever, so there is a big focus on getting new players in. But I think like long term, I think it'll roll back round, and I think like there will be value, or it will return to a place where like veterans, there's lots of kits available for veterans, or customization, or whatever you want to call that, right? Like that's what I'm hoping. But right now, Warhammer is definitely all about selling or bringing in new players, because that's where they're getting the most growth, and they're getting growth month over month, right? Like you see it in all the revenue reports, they're always getting growth. So if they're always getting growth, why would they change it? Why would they need to change anything? They don't. The answer is they don't need to change anything. They're getting growth every month. But yeah, it annoys me because I like doing stuff like this, where like, you know, like I've seen a cool army list that I like. I know that I've got lots of sprues, and I'm like, I could make a couple of captains from the sprues that I have, and that would give me some options, and I think that's cool to be able to do that. I don't need to spend any money because I already have the models, or I already have the bits. So for me, that's what Warhammer's been all about, right? Like if I'm buying a set of models and there's one model left that I don't need, it's a win-win. Or if there's arms and legs that I don't need, or if there's shoulder pads I don't need, that's like a huge win, because that goes into the bits box. And it was almost cool for a long time to have like a giant spit box, right? If they want more money from veterans, they need to concentrate on better rules, says Frank. Yeah, I think we will see better rules in 11th edition. 10th edition has been... It's been fine. It was better. It's more balanced than 9th edition, but maybe Maybe there's still ways to go there. I'd like the new Thunderhammer rules for, like the Space Wolves. I would just like to have Thunderhammers back for Blood Angels in any sort of manner, because 2 damage Thunderhammers, let's be honest, suck. The Space Wolf Thunderhammers, so correct me if I'm wrong, the Woven Thunderhammers are 3 damage, right? So Space Wolves got to keep their 3 damage Thunderhammers. Yeah, they're AP2 3 damage, like they were last edition. And arguably they may even be better than they were last edition, because they have anti-vehicle, anti-monster 3 up. You know, like if Death Company had anti-vehicle, anti-monster 3 up, I dare say we wouldn't have seen too many people complaining this edition. Because I think Death Company would have been great with anti-vehicle, anti-monster 2 up. Right? I'd probably be running Death Company in every list if we had anti-vehicle, anti-monster 3 up on them. Because that's what they were good for previously, right? Like, you jumped them into a really hard target and they did a bunch of damage to it. How do you balance Thunderhammers, Power Fists, Chainswords, and... Yeah, I guess that's the problem, right? By removing points costs, they kind of had to nerf Thunderhammers. You would need to balance them on a unit level, right, Marius? So it would need to be like... Death Company can have Thunderhammers, and they cost more, you know, Death Company are more expensive. But I would say I would say that they're not going to do that because there's no new Death Company kit. But then the Death Company kit has been a really weird one because there hasn't been a Death Company kit on the Games Workshop site for like a year at this point, right? It was about a year ago that the Death Company box set came out with Astrath, Lamartes, the Dreadnought. They haven't sold any, like there is no boxes of Death Company. You go to GW.com, you can't buy any boxes of Death Company. You haven't been able to buy any for about a year since that kit was there, since that what we're trying to say. Since that box set released about a year ago. That was it. We haven't had any Death Company since then. But yeah, I mean, you make a really good point, Marius. That's probably why Thunderhammers had to be nerfed. Because they were trying to balance on a... The way you would have to do it is you'd have to call it like a Death Company Thunderhammer. But for the Woven, they just call it Thunderhammer. I guess the Woven are just lucky. Someone at GWHQ loves the Space Wolves. It's as simple as that, right? Alright, we're going to do the giveaway in 5 minutes. So there was a Facebook post up on the Blood Angels Commander website. Like, it's been there for like 2 weeks about a conversion. So if you haven't put your entry in, you have about 5 minutes to do it. Chainswords are a weird weapon, right? Like, they sometimes suck for whole editions and then they're good for whole editions. Evening, Robert, how are you doing? Since I've retired Robert the Bruce, should we call you Robert the Bruce now, Robert? My Robert the Bruce model has been retired. At least for now. Sad times. I was having fun with Robert the Bruce. There's an inside joke in that we called my Gilliman Robert the Bruce. Alright, let's glue this infernal pistol on. And then let's maybe put a bat back on. I'm only in on the hobby side. I haven't started playing yet. It's overwhelming trying to figure out what weapon to put on the model, says Matitude. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why they changed it, Matitude, where they removed an absolute boatload of the weapon options, but Death Company are still a super convoluted squad that make no sense. And they have probably one of the most confusing data sheets. Maybe that's why they're not selling them, because they realized, oh my god, this data sheet is so stupid and so confusing. So yeah, no, I hear you. I actually don't know why Games Workshop I was gonna say they don't have a guy like me that just like they could make videos about like how to get started, best way to get started about every single army. They could have a guy, they could have someone like what I do, I guess, do it for every single faction. Cause like I was gonna say, not to get too big-headed, but I am on my way to 25,000 subscribers, and I only do one faction. I reckon in another year I'll get to 25,000. That's what I'm thinking. God, I don't think this is the right arm for this model. No! Is it this one? Oh, this might not be the right arm for this model either. Ah! Fuck. But yeah, I think that like as new players, they could easily get tons of views, and they could get they could make it a lot. They could remove the barrier to entry big time, I feel like. Alright, it isn't the right arm, but I'm just going to stick it on anyway, because that's what we do. We don't fuck around. Death Company are like 4 squads these days. Yeah, and only one of them is any good, and the one that's any good is like super weird in terms of what weapons they can actually equip, right? Yeah, I honestly think I kind of agree, Alex, where they should have just done like they should have done what the Woven have, right? Like the Death Company just have one generic weapon profile, and it's like probably something like, what would have made sense would have been like 822 or something. So then if let's say it was 822, then if you're like Liberator Assault Group, it goes to 1022. So it's just or it could have been 10, 812, 821, I don't know. But yeah, I tend to agree. I think they should have, like, every Death Company model, because here's the thing, everybody already has shitloads of Death Company, and everybody already has them built with loads of different weapon options. So they should have just made them, like, some sort of generic weapon option that everybody could have had. That's how I would have done it, I feel like. I think a rule that should come down to the dice, like the World Eaters, yeah, maybe that would have been cool. Like every turn, the Death Company just get something. I like the World Eaters rules, like the, you know, devastating wounds, sustained, lethals, you know, roll your dice, pick what you think is most valuable in that situation. I think it's pretty cool, actually. One of the guys that was very close to going 4-1 at the tournament I was at last weekend was playing World Eaters. It was someone I'd played before, and I didn't even realize he was at the tournament, and I ran into him. It was like someone that I played at like an event 18 months ago. It was really nice, actually, because you know when you like play an event and you like make a friend like during your game, you sort of like have such a good game that you like make a friend, and then like when you see them a couple of years later, Am I preparing an all-captain list? I mean, I'm making a couple of captains because that all-captain list sounded bonkers, and I'm looking for fun lists at the moment. I think that's where I'm at. Like, originally after this tournament, I was thinking I'm going to build like a super competitive list, but like, and I could, I still could, I might. But I just had so much fun at the tournament, and sometimes in 40k you just have to have fun, right? Daniel says he thinks they're saving new Death Company models for next edition to keep people hooked. Well, I mean, they can't be any worse than they are right now, I feel like. So, if you're right on that, Daniel, that sounds like a good theory. Let's hope you're right. But yeah, I'm really underwhelmed at the moment with Death. Like, I just don't run the Death Company generally. I guess some people are running them. I was going to say, I've got all these tiny little bits. Well, that looks like it could be an Iron Halo. It also looks like it would be super brittle and probably break the second I drop the model. That is definitely an Iron Halo, though. Might see if I've got a helmet that's actually just got an Iron Halo on it, though. That might be the best option. Alright, well, I've got one if I absolutely need it, I guess. I'm hoping for a Furioso Blood Angel Dread. Yeah! I think new Grey Knights is like coming out like this. Like, you should be able to get them now, right? If they're not already out already? Quicks? The captain list is a nice excuse to build a ton of captain conversions. Well, there you go. What am I, like, normally on a Saturday night I just paint, right? Like, and I could have painted. I'm sure there, if I'd searched hard enough, I'm sure I would have found something that needed painted. Because I have a crap load of stuff that always needs painted. But having a few more captains to give options is sort of where I landed tonight. The Grey Knight stuff came out today. So hold on, I've been living under a rock. Have Grey Knights actually got any new units? Like, what have they got that is new? Because I know they lost some of their named characters, right? Like, did they get anything new? Like, if I walk into Games Workshop tomorrow and we're gonna buy, let's say, a Grey Knight Combat Patrol, is there something new for me to get? There's no new Grey Knight units. Okay. So what am I buying a new Combat Patrol for? Poor Grey Knights, man. Like I said, I played them last weekend at the tournament. I felt like they were really in a bad spot. I mean, I lost 4 games. The only game I didn't lose was against Grey Knights. would call ourselves Warhammer fans if we don't have a pile of shame. I mean, you'd just be a new Warhammer player, right? They got a Dread Knight upgrade sprue.
I have awoken.
Hey Clint, thank you so much for being a member. It didn't pop up. Why didn't it pop up? That's weird. Yeah, it didn't pop up. Oh, was that like an hour ago you became a... Weird. I swear to you, my bot decides... Sometimes on a Saturday night, my bot's like, nah, I'm not really going to work too hard tonight. They got a flail for the Dread Knight? What's the profile on the flail? Because the sword was D6 before, right? God, this, I hate when super glue takes ages to come out of the tube. Alright, do you know what? I've said let's do the giveaway here in a second. Let me stick on this little pauldron thing and then we'll do the giveaway. To be fair now, Seth isn't the only chapter master to be deleted without any explanation. I think the explanation is probably they're just going to come back next edition, and almost what David was saying a minute ago, like if they remove some of them right now, they can bring them back in the next edition and resell them as Primaris models. I guess maybe at some point Grey Knights will move to the new scale, will they? Like strike squads will be like Primaris strike squads? I mean, they might not be called Primaris strike squads, but they'll be sized like Primaris strike squads, right? Alright, let me see if I can share my screen so we can do this Facebook comment giveaway thing. Let me see. Cool. Alright, so this is my comment giveaway thingy. Let me just check, get all the Facebook comments. So if you weren't aware, we were doing this thing where like we're giving away 2 prizes tonight. It was over on the Blood Angels Commander Facebook page, and it was for this post here, the pinned one, about so one winner is going to get a set of wings, Death Company jump packs and weapons, and base toppers, and one winner is going to get a set of wings and weapons, Death Company jump packs and weapons, and a Brutalis upgrade kit. So the first person we win, the first person who the comment picker wins will win prize 1, the second person will win prize 2. If the same person wins twice, I'm gonna re-roll it, right? I'm not giving both prizes to the same person. That already happened with the charity raffle. Let's not do that shit again. So if the same person wins twice, we're gonna re-roll it. So this thing here lets me put in the post. The post needed to contain a photo, so like you had to put a photo of your conversion. Simple, right? And then it pulls all the names in and it gives me the spinner. So we're going to press it twice. I guess I'll reply to the winners on Facebook and I'll ask you for your address and I'll get it posted out. Simple as that. Any questions before we do it? I think that should be fine. I think that, you know, it's totally random. You can see it's random. Everybody's name should be in this list based on the website pulling in the comments. Actually, the Grey Knight's got a new Nemesis model, the Saturnine Dreadnought. You're trolling, right? Like you're saying that they'll use the Horus Heresy model as the Grey Knight's model. Crozier, you haven't indeed infected everybody with the captain virus. More captains than the BA can have in the chapter. There you go. Yeah, that's very true. I just finished making a captain. I'll show you him in 2 seconds. Alright, let's roll it. The first winner is There we go, Greg. Alright, I'll take a screenshot of this so I don't forget. And how do we roll again? Pick a new winner. Alright, and then the second winner, I didn't read his last name, so hopefully it's not Greg again. I took a screenshot though. So the second winner will be dun dun dun. And Tony. There we go. Cool. Let me take a screenshot of that. Alright, so I'll be messaging these two people. And then, like I said, Greg will win the first box of Crimson Lord stuff, and Tony, I don't know if I'm saying people's names right, but he'll win the second. So thanks to everyone that entered the competition. We'll do more from time to time. I guess that's the 6th prize we've done this year, because we did 4. Well, we did 6 prizes in the charity raffle, and then 2 more just now. So, yeah. The League of Votan's models are bigger than the Grey Knight Purifiers. I like some of the new Votan stuff, man. It'll be interesting to see how they shake out, right? Because the rules are very different from how they were before. There was a conversion challenge without. Well, dude, I've you need to turn on your YouTube notifications, because I've mentioned it at least like 4 or 5 times. I've posted about it. You know, like it's not like it's been a secret, right? Like there was 51 comments on the thread, so I'm sorry you didn't see it. But yeah, I mean, I'm often doing stuff. Here's the thing though, right? Like if you don't turn your notifications to all, YouTube doesn't show you half the videos, right? Another thing I've noticed recently with YouTube is, like, say you're let's say I'm subscribed to, well, let's use a real world example, Tabletop Tactics. I am 100% subscribed to Tabletop Tactics, but let's say I've not watched any of their videos in like 6 months, which is probably true, right? Like, there's a lot of channels I subscribe to and I just don't watch them every week. And then, like, I get busy and I've got kids and I just don't have the level of time to watch YouTube sometimes. I think if you have a subscription to a YouTube channel now, and let's say you choose, like, let's say you know, like on your homepage on YouTube, when you go to youtube.com, they show you like 4 videos across the top and some shorts beneath them. If let's say Tabletop Tactics was a suggested video for me, and I didn't watch it, and then like a week later there's another Tabletop Tactics video suggested and I don't watch it, and like let's say a third time, I'm not sure how many times it is, but let's say a third time that happens, YouTube's algorithm will just not show those to me, period, anymore. It'll just be like, we try to show you them a few times, you're obviously no longer interested in the channel, even though you're subscribed to it, we just won't show you videos by that creator anymore. Because I noticed that about some of the other channels that I watch, where I was like, you know what, I've not seen that channel in ages, and I liked watching that channel, so why is it never getting recommended to me? And here's the thing, like, if I'm at work, and I open up youtube.com, I'm not watching videos at work. Like, I use YouTube at work sometimes to listen to music, like the sort of music that's going on here, like the background, ambient, whatever you want to call it. Like music without words. It's not classical music, but like music that isn't a distraction, right? Like I often do that at work. So I guess because I do that on my personal account at work, then I guess at some point it goes like, oh well, we keep trying to show him videos by such and such, and he keeps choosing to watch, like I said, ambient music, so he's not interested in that creator anymore. So I think if you missed the giveaway, you need to turn your notifications on for like the creators that you care about, not just me, because I genuinely think there is now a situation where YouTube just like the algorithm is. I mean, if they haven't put AI into the algorithm by now, I'd be very surprised. and the algorithm is like linked up with AI now, and it's like, you know, you didn't watch that creator 4 times, so we're pretty sure you're no longer interested in that creator, right? Do you think it's worth getting the Blood Angels Codex now? What, for like 10 months till the next edition? Can't you just print the data sheets that you need from like 39k.pro? You know that website, right, Campbell? 39k.pro. It has all the data sheets. It has all the detachments. I don't know whose website that is, but it's amazing. It works really well on your phone. YouTube prefers pushing non-Warhammer content? What makes you say that, Robert? That's why I always tell people to turn on notifications, right? Like, if you want to see all my videos, if you don't want to miss future contests and shit like that, then you have to turn your notifications on. PM Covers, good night, man. Thanks for hanging out. Simple solution, watch all the BAC videos straight away. There you go, Mike. You're a champion. Thanks, dude. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I really want to run that 12 captain list for fun rather than strictly for competitiveness. Any tips on settling on a Blood Angel scheme? Not sure if I should follow the lore Blood Angel successor chapter or make my own. As somebody who has 20,000 points of like painted Blood Angels and probably just about as many unpainted, I would focus on a scheme that lets you get them on the table quickly, right? Because I've done the opposite. I focused on things that are slow and techniques that are slow, and it makes it painful, but I like my army to match, so I'm in this never-ending cycle of pain. So if you're new and if I was going into a brand new army, I would be coming up with a scheme where like I can get every model from start to finish in an hour, whereas like my scheme takes me like 8 fucking hours. Like, how many, you know, like, realistically, how many models are you going to have? Because, like, if you do this hobby long term, you'll have 1,000 models. So if that's 8 hours per model, that's 8,000 hours. If you were doing something that takes an hour, it's 1,000 hours. You know, like, that's where I would, that's what I would be doing if I was, if I could hindsight over, I would be doing a much simpler scheme, probably. Well, I appreciate you sharing your bonkers 15 captain list with us, Crozier, because it's not something I realistically would have ever come up with, right? I mean, I like coming up with lists, but like never in the realms of possibility would I have gone anywhere near that many captains. And even if I did go near that many captains, I probably wouldn't have played it because I was like, yeah, that's just stupid. YouTube pushes whatever gets the most clicks and makes the most money, says Alex. I mean, it is a business, so you're probably right on that sense. YouTube will just push whatever is going to get the most clicks. Do you know what? I was looking for an infernal pistol for this captain, but I'm half tempted to just model him with a power fist and a sword. And then that way in the future, if I decide that I don't want the power fist anymore, I could just have him with a sword. I mean, he's got a pistol holder, right? So he actually doesn't need a melee weapon in his other hand. Hell, I could maybe even model him with a lightning claw in the other hand if they ever decide to bring that back. Starting again from scratch with a marine army, I would get an airbrush, says Robert. Yeah, well, I mean, I think picking something that's quick is probably the biggest win there, right? Like that's 100% what I'd be aiming for. Something that I can turn around the whole army on quickly. Because as time goes, your army just grows and grows and grows, right? Is this a Dark Angels thing? Or is that just a generic Space Marine thing? Will my camera focus on that? Marius, thanks so much for becoming a member. I do appreciate it. A power sword that is already painted? Yeah, I mean, you sent me a power sword that's already painted, didn't you? I know I've got that somewhere. I saw it not too long ago. I'm looking to see if I have an infernal pistol for it. I mean, there could be an argument for making it a plasma pistol as well, because I've got so many bits boxes. Oh, this is that I'm going to use this. That's going to be his Iron Halo. Do you think we could get 21,000 people, like every subscriber in the channel, to put a petition into Games Workshop to ask them to remake this upgrade sprue for Primaris? Because holy shitballs, is it better than the Primaris upgrade sprue? So we've got his backpack, we need a headpiece. VT, thanks for hanging out tonight, dude, I appreciate it. I've got a lot of old Sangwary Guard heads, it looks like. I mean, they already did take away the upgrade sprue. That's what I'm on about, right? The firstborn upgrade sprue, you can't get that anymore. And I honestly think it's better than the Primaris one. Like, this little Iron Halo piece is cool. It's exactly what I was looking for this captain. Greetings from the WTC. Hi, Conrad. Thanks for tuning in. How are you? You playing in the WTC or are you just watching? Oh, I think my glue's blocked. Sometimes these nozzles get blocked. God damn it. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Oh, I thought the name ringed a bell. Yeah, you were playing Blood Angels. How's it been going? For Austria? Do you know, it's funny because this week my Scottish football team played against Rapid Vienna from Austria. 1 draw, 4 wins. Good for you, man. That's a great result, right? And I'm actually going to the game here in Scotland next week. So Scotland, Dundee United versus Rapid Vienna. I'm gonna give this guy a beakhead. That's something else I'm gonna really miss. Actually, is like I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna run out of beakheads. I don't think they do a Primaris beakhead, do they? Oh, this is an old one. Look, this one's even got a little blood drop on the forehead. Like, what the fuck kit did this even come with? Like, that's a real oldie. That's a goodie. Alright, I'm going to use this for this captain. Plenty of beakheads in Heresy. Yeah, you know, the last set of beakheads I actually got was the Heresy set. But this one with the blood drop on the forehead, God knows where I got that from. Do you know what? It would have actually been better on this one because he's got like a little slit where I could cut a slit. I'm gonna cut a slit. Oh yeah, some of the new Space Wolves did get beakheads, didn't they? Keep looking for the Infernal Pistol once we do this. Yeah, I'm gonna cut a little slit out of it. But yeah, congrats on going 4-1, man. I think I covered your list on the channel then for the WTC video. Probably need a sharper knife for this, actually. Try and cut away from myself. Let's say it'll look like a bit of battle damage, hopefully. Vanguard Veteran boxes and Death Company boxes come with melta pistols. Yeah, so I think I must have some. I just thought that they would be, one of them would be kicking around in this bits box that I have here next to my desk. So I do have a couple of drawers full of bits as well, but I put a lot of stuff into these bits boxes. I called my local GW store and the promo captains were gone in 2 hours. Oh yeah, that was today, wasn't it? I felt like I had so many captains, I don't know if I needed that one, but here I am, the same fucking night, making 2 more captains. Crozier, I've got you to blame about this. No, I'm quite happy. I feel like I like having options. I think this captain list is a cool, different take on stuff. And I think even if I don't take it to the next tournament, I'm just going to take the arm off because I'm damaging it at the moment anyway. I think I'm gonna run that captain list at least once. By using a kitchen knife, because it's impossible to cut yourself with a crappy old kitchen knife. And it's usually pretty late at night when I'm doing hobbies. So you can be like, that kitchen knife is blunt. It was probably blunt 15 years ago, so it's super blunt now. Hello, Crimson, though. Are you converting 3 Gravis Captains? I don't think you need to, Highland Phoenix, because I was talking about this earlier in the stream. A Gravis Captain is just an aggressor, essentially, right? Like, what part of an aggressor doesn't work as a Gravis Captain? Like, the Gravis Captain literally has a bolter and a bolt storm gauntlet, and you can give him a power fist, which is probably the right idea, right? So is there any point in converting a Gravis Captain? And the aggressors on the right side bases as well. And I've got a whole squad of 6 bolter aggressors. I mean, I've got the Gravis Captain as well, but I think I could just run one Gravis Captain and 2 aggressors, right? I probably have a Death Company sprue somewhere with that gun you're talking about on it. I should have probably looked for it harder before I started the stream. Because I kind of want to just get it right. I kind of want to just be like, here he is with his bolt pistol. Or is it? Do you want me to give you the Gravis Captain that I gave back to you? No, because the Gravis Captain I gave you, Marius, is the one with the sword and the heavy bolter. I have that one. I think the loadout you want. The reason I gave you that is because I already got one of them. I think the Gravis Captain you want for that list is the one with the Power Fist, right? Like, you don't want the one with the sword. Mastercrafted sword is fine, but Power Fist is better. Like, if we're talking about like meta for Blood Angels, then Mastercrafted sword is inferior to the chainsaw does 2 damage? Does it really? God. Did you write that in the army list? I must have missed that, honestly. How many attacks do you get with a Power Fist? You just get one extra with the Power Fist. If you go double Power Fist. I still don't want that Gravis Captain back, Marius. Don't worry about that. Alright, like I cut like a little slit in the front of his armor so his beak can just sit there nicely. Where's my super glue? Here it is. So we're really just looking for a right-handed Infernal Pistol. Okay. If you get one Gravis Captain, you get spare parts. You could turn aggressors into the captain. I've got 2 squads of aggressors, so I've probably got the old... I can't think... It's been... I did my aggressors like... almost a decade. Like, I did them right when they came out. I can't think... I would have the spare parts, but I can't think if... Surely it's just like underslung bolters or underslung flamers. Surely they don't double up on the fists. Do you know, you would still be cheaper buying a squad of aggressors and doing some conversions than you would be buying 2 Gravis captains. Yeah, but I think I'll just probably proxy 2 aggressors as 2 Gravis captains. If it's not super optimal, I guess it's not super optimal. I don't know if I'm ready to buy more aggressors. Just to make Gravis captains. I mean, I could probably convert some heavy intercessor bodies that I've got into Gravis captains, I guess. I'm trying to think how customizable heavy intercessors would be. How many captains am I short? Well, I was gonna... I've got 1 Gravis captain. I was gonna run 2 more. I've got 3 jump captains. I've got 3 foot captains on a Seth, which gives me 4. I was looking at that list just before I came on stream and trying to work out how many captains I need. Like it. So I've definitely got 2 Death Company jump captains. We've got the Sanguiner, we've got Dante, we've got Mephiston. I've got 1. I've actually got this captain, and then I do the other 2 with aggressors. I've got a regular Space Marine captain for sure with a plasma pistol. I've got another one with a bolt pistol. I've got Tycho, which we could use as well. And then I think I've got 1 other captain, and then I'm doing 2 right now. So I think I'm there. In terms of like, it's not much in terms of proxying. It's like Tycho is a captain with a power fist and a mastercrafted bolter. I mean, he's got like a combi melta and digital things, so that's kind of not really reaching. And then the aggressors are not really reaching either. The mastercrafted bolter does 2 damage and get 2 shots. Yeah, I mean, I just played a mastercrafted bolter at the tournament. My experience of the mastercrafted bolter is it doesn't do very much, right? Because I was playing it with the Hellblasters essentially. My lieutenant that was with the Hellblasters had a mastercrafted bolter because he can't like, if you take a plasma pistol, he's probably never going to get to shoot his plasma pistol because of the short range. So it just made sense in my list to have lieutenant of the mastercrafted bolter. And like, you know, I shot that mastercrafted bolter a bunch of times throughout the event. +1 to wound from Ultramarines. 2 shots at 24 inches. Doesn't do all that much, I guess. You get 3 of them. Usually from the 6 something goes through. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I need a... Maybe this was the start of something. I don't know. I'll probably play the captain list. I'll probably not spend too much time trying to have the entirely optimal loadout of captains. But what I will do is play it and see if I find it fun. Because I think at the moment I'm looking for fun, right? Like, that's why I was playing Stormlance. I was finding Stormlance very fun. And I actually think I would play Stormlance again to a tournament because I do genuinely think Stormlance is a fun detachment. I thought the reactive move stuff it had was pretty fun. I genuinely really like playing Stormlance. I think even though the Storm Raven got killed by indirect tuck fire in turn 1, it was very fun. What's annoying is I've got Firstborn Death Company sprues. They have like thunder hammers unused on them, but no infernal pistols, of course. Grab all these and see what the fuck this is. Tournaments are for rolling dice and having fun. Yeah, and do you know what? I think you maybe make better friends at tournaments if you go with fun lists. Like, you'll still make friends if you go with, like, very optimal combat-y lists. Like, you will still make some friends. Like, it is still a thing. But will you make better friends, maybe, if you just go with, like, really fun lists? I think so. All Outriders and Tactical Squads. Dude, I know you don't play that, Matthew. You play, like, pretty solid lists. The battle that you shared me on Wargame Live was not all Tactical Squads. Hey, I found one. I found an Infernal Pistol. Oh, there's one on the new Blood Angels upgrade sprue. Lol. Here's me flaming that upgrade sprue the whole stream, and it actually has what I need on it. Go figure. But now you mention it, I'm like, should I be doing a mastercrafted bolter? So hold on, the Blood Angels captain, the actual BA captain, he can't take a mastercrafted. Oh, it's so weird. The Blood Angels captain can have a heavy bolt pistol or an infernal pistol. God, the rules these days are just a mess, aren't they? Final boss, how are you getting on? I had my first visit to Warhammer World last week and played a really fun game with some mates with an entire Death Company army. I'm getting on fine. Final boss, nice to hear from you. It's been a hot minute. I'm just trying to decide if I want this guy to be Death Company captain now. You like the Infernal Pistol better? Why? Just because you're playing Angelic Inheritors, you're rerolling ones to hit and wound. Alright, fine, we'll make it with an Infernal Pistol. Considering I've got it right in front of me, I mean, that helps. Warhammer World is sick. I was shocked at how busy it was. It wasn't that busy when I went, but I suppose it depends if you go on a weekend or if you go on a weekday and if there's a tournament running or something like that. Everybody likes to start as Assemble, apparently, Crozier. If I could have done I was going to say, maybe, like, in the future we could just get AI to do a start as Assemble, just make a movie of it. All the captains come together. Space Marine 2 is a lot to answer for, does it? I still never finished Space Marine 2, I must admit. I think I played it too early, because I got stuck on, like, a bugged quest. Or I got stuck on a bit that was just too difficult, and it was kind of buggy, and then that just killed it for me, I guess. They fixed the elevator in Space Marine 2. I know, but it feels like it's been so long since I played it now, Marius. I don't know how I can go back. I also really didn't like the PvP. I made a video about the PvP, and people told me I was wrong, and I was like, well, we'll see how many people are playing it in 6 months, and like... I mean, maybe people are still playing Space Marine 2 PvP, but I'm a PvP player. I like to, if I'm gonna play a game a long period of time, I need to be playing against other players. Like I don't mind PvE, but I'm more of a, I mean, it's the same as Warhammer 40k, right? Like Warhammer 40k is essentially a PvP game, right? Like you don't play against NPCs in Warhammer 40k, you play against real people. You challenge yourself against real people. I have 500 hours on Space Marine 2. Are you PvPing still, Robert, or are you doing co-ops and stuff? I'm gonna define some of those little bullshit bits you put into the holes in the bases to cover them up. Where am I gonna find them? What kits come with those base hole things? PvE all the way? No, that's fair. I just generally don't like playing Death Guard in general, so I think if I played the list and I played against Death Guard, I would take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, Death Guard are just a very good counter for Blood Angels at the moment. I don't think there's any I don't think there's anything else to say on that, just like except Death Guard are a crazy good counter for Blood Angels. Like they're arguably they're just arguably very, very difficult for us to deal with. The Indomitus stuff came with those basing bits that fit into the base holes. Yeah, did Leviathan or just Indomitus? Because I know where my Leviathan stuff is, I think. Indomitus, I don't know where the fuck those sprues would be. That's a long time ago, Indomitus. I mean, I've probably got them, it's just a case of finding them. Might put on a plain shoulder pad actually on his other shoulder or something. Yeah, because he's got a plain one. I don't think I need a Blood Angel symbol on both shoulder pads. Oh, my ear is really bothering me right now. Well, let's do a plain one. Keep that for later. Can Astaroth and Lamartas actually lead Assault Intercessors? Are you sure that's valid? Final boss? I don't even know if they can lead Jump Intercessors. Are you sure that's valid? Yeah, I don't think they can, not to burst your bubble, but I don't think they can lead Jump Intercessors. I think they can only lead Death Company with Jump Packs. Oh, I don't like that shoulder pad on there either. But yeah, I mean, regardless, if you lose games on the charge, I mean, sometimes you do fail charges, but like, I think the sign of a good, or maybe good's a harsh word. The sign of a veteran Blood Angels player will be that you're never making charges that are in danger of failing, right? Like you're positioning your troops so when you do make charges, you're making like very small, super reliable charges, especially if you've got like any sort of any sort of reroll to that charge. Where did I just throw that fucking sprue? God damn it. Gotta get too many sprues, man. Alright, this one. So why did that not fit nicely? This shoulder pad is just a weird angle. So we just need a simple one. Oh, it was an entire Death Company army. Okay, yeah. I mean, 6 and 7 inch charges are probably fine. 7 is a little questionable, but yes, like if you're failing 6 inch charges with a reroll, that is rough. That must be like a 6 with a reroll must be in like averages, be like high 80s, maybe even 90%. I'm not 100%, but I'm not 100% what the number is, but I know because I think an 8 with a reroll was 66, like a 7 with a reroll would be 81. So yeah, I think a 6 with a reroll has got to be high 80s, maybe even low 90s. Alright, so I just need to find some bullshit bit to put into these little holes in the base. And we have added 2 captains. They are conversions from Stern Guards, both of them. Both Infernal Pistols, both Power Fists. Might spray them tomorrow to give myself some options. I really wanted to, like, I might still build a Liberator Assault group list and run that this week. I might still do that. But I might also run the nonsense number of captains. Let me see if I can find any of those silly little skull things that we can put into the bases. Do I want to add a little shield thing to one of these guys? I might. There's one with a little skull here, would be cool. There's a little purity seal we could add. Do they have any purity seals on them? Oh yeah, because they're Stern Guard, I guess they got a couple on their lower half. I mean, I guess that's fine then. Yeah, I don't think the heavy intercessors come with anything to go on the base. This is a Sangre Guard sprue. No, nothing there. I must admit, I still only built one of the new Sangre Guard. Oh, there's a little skull thing. That's on a Terminator sprue, but I'll do fine. Fill one of the holes. I haven't built the new Terminator teleport homer either. You don't see teleport homers nearly. I feel like you don't see them nearly as much as you used to see them. Oh, I had a Deathwatch sprue. I could have given him a Deathwatch shoulder pad. Oh well. Next time. If we make another captain. Oh, and I just found... There you go. Look, there's the Death Company Infernal Pistol. We found it after all that. Oh, well, we've got that for another captain. Speaking of Sternguard, thank you for pointing out about Tigris with Sternguard and Ultramarines. I had so much fun using them in the last game. They took out the line. Yeah, they're fucking bonkers with Ultramarines. Marius. I thought it was you that told me about him. Like, Tigris gets 2d6 shots. AP 2 damage. Somebody in chat told me about them. I don't know who else watches the channel that's an Ultramarines player. You're the big guy. Final Boss also thinks the list would be hilarious. We need to proxy some captains. Yeah, well, I think I can probably run it now with these two guys. So I could spray them tomorrow and then I could run it this week. I'll think about it. The problem is if I run it and then I like it, then I'll spend the next 6 months trying to make it work. Which might not be the worst idea in the world. I don't see Terminators on Tall unless it's Dark Angels. Yeah, I mean, I don't see many people playing Terminators. I played against Grey Knight Terminators this weekend, but, like, or last weekend, Frank, they were just... I think the biggest problem, in my opinion, for Terminators is Stormbolters fucking suck. Like, if they gave Stormbolters 1 AP, like, I don't think that's a big change. Like, at least it just wouldn't completely suck. Because at AP 0, they suck. Like, they suck really bad. Like, they don't kill anything at all. I mean, like, just recently, we had Space Marines, like, we had Infernus Marines. Like, I would have said Infernus Marines totally suck. AP 0, they suck. All the knives that, like, Ingressors have and stuff. You know, we could say the same thing. I think they totally suck. But yeah, I mean, if Grey Knights had 1 AP on their bolters, maybe they'd not be absolutely terrible. But like, I think without it, they are terrible. Yeah. All right, cool. Look at that. We got 2 guys. We even found the stupid little base things. This guy's got a vent. This guy's got a little skull. I did see a little... Do you think Terminators and Gladius would be okay? No. I mean, do you need me to elaborate? No, I don't think they're okay. Like, you'd have to pay 125 points for, like, a hail strike to give them 1 AP against infantry or something. And I think there's much better things you could be using Storm of Fire on, right? That's the stratagem that gives AP and ignore cover or something. Like, use your stratagem on the Sternguard. Use your stratagem on a Vindicator tank. Don't use it on Terminators. I mean, I wouldn't even use it on, like, even if you were running 10 Terminators with a Librarian to give them sustained hits, I still probably wouldn't use that stratagem on them. I'd use it on a Vindicator tank, or I'd use it on the Sternguard. Yeah, I'm wondering about putting a little shield thing on this guy. There's weird that there's no character that gives a unit AP. There's a Sanguinary Priest, but he only does that in melee. There really is no Space Marine character that gives AP. It's a pity because you get like you know, like the Death Guard, their characters give you lance and sustained hits, and you basically get all the rules of your Death Guard. Hello, Quay. Yeah, I'm going to put a little blood drop thing here. I think that would be cool. Have you ever played Deathwatch? I've got an upgrade sprue for them, and I converted some of my characters to Deathwatch characters, but no, I don't have a Deathwatch army. Right, I honestly don't know if I've even ever played against like a fully Deathwatch army either. Maybe like once. They don't come up very often. Watch Captain Fartimus. Nice name, yeah. That's clever. Do you fart on a 2-up? I was gonna say, do you come back to life on a 2-up? No, do you just fart on a 2-up? Every time you die on a 2-up, you fart and do d6 mortal wounds against everyone within 6 inches. Watch Captain Fartimus. Watch out. Hello, Flowbrain. Oh, I'm getting tired though. We've got the Army List show tomorrow, obviously. 8 o'clock UK time. I'm going to stay for like 10 more minutes tonight, and then I'm going to head off. Marius, let me know if you want to play on Wednesday. We could do it. Oh, excuse me. Take care, Benjamin. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I know Deathwatch were very powerful, because I think Hellstorm Mickey won a tournament with Deathwatch, and then like they got nerfed like the day after or something like that. So they were powerful for like at least a minute. You know, like I sort of hate that when like sometimes an army has a powerful list and they get nerfed instantly. Or in the case that we've got like with Knights and Deathwatch at the moment, it's like those armies are very powerful, but they've just been left for what feels like forever. They just get left like crazy powerful, and I'm like, I am really struggling fighting Death Guard at the moment. Like I do not enjoy playing Death Guard at the moment. Like I just flat out don't enjoy it. I just think that the rules make them obnoxious to play against, and I don't know if I feel like I'm having fun. And the tournament I was just at the weekend, I actually gave one of the guys a lift home, because like the tournament was like on the outskirts of town, and the guy was like, he was waiting at the bus stop, and I knew him from the tournament. I was like, I'll give you a lift into town if you like, save you waiting for the bus and stuff. And the guy was like, oh yeah, he was playing Death Guard and he was playing at the tournament, and he said to me, he's like, oh, I felt a bit bad because I was just crushing such and such. And I was like, it's not really your fault that your army is crushing people. Like, that's like a balance problem, not your fault, right? But yeah, I get it. You know, like you've got players that are actually feeling like bad about it because their army's in such a weird state. Thanks so much for becoming a member, dude. I appreciate it. If you haven't joined yet on the Discord, we do have a Blood Angels Commander Discord, and we do have a members only room. So anyone that became a member tonight, please feel free to head over and join the Discord and get into the members room. Appreciate it. I do not have fun playing against Chaos Knights. I think Knights are just like they need some changes. Like, I could have told you right now, or I could have told you the minute that I saw the points drops for knights, and how they're just, like, they just didn't make sense to me. I really want GW to reduce points in Desolation Marines. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point though, right? Like, Desolation Marines got nerfed to the point where they are damn near unplayable. Almost instantly, right? Like, I bought Desolation Marines on launch. I want to say I played them like 2 times and they were nerfed. And you get like Death Guard getting to play these bonkers 6-inch charge Death Shroud with every, like... Death Shroud literally have all the keywords. What they got? They got lethals, they got lance, they got sustained, they hit on 2s. Like, it's just absolutely bonkers. And they're just left for like months. Like, yeah, they're fine, not a problem. Meanwhile, like, our Space Marine stuff was nerfed in weeks. And I don't even think, like, that's not even on the same page. Desolation Marines were nowhere near as obnoxious, I feel like, as Death Shroud. Maybe I'm wrong, but, or maybe I'm biased. But that's kind of how I feel about it. $200 points for 5 is ridiculous. Yeah, 200 points for 5 Marines with 2 wound 4-up save is absolutely ridiculous. They're more expensive than a Plague Burst Crawler. It makes no sense. I can't get this little shield to stick on, which is annoying me now. I was trying to use it to cover a little gap, or what I felt like was a little gap in his armor, but it's just not happening. There we go. I think we're finally there. Probably got some super glue on my finger, but it's not too bad. Desolation was indirect, it's super unfun. Dude, I just lost a Storm Raven gunship in turn 1 to indirect at the tournament last weekend. You know, like, I don't think Desolation Marines indirect is on that level, right? And quote unquote, that's fine to have. I mean, Desolation Marines were strength 4 on indirect. Plague Burst Crawlers are strength 8 on indirect. I bought 2 Whirlwinds and Desolation Marines against my friends Eldari. I mean, that is a good plan. Eldari are obnoxious like that. D cannons as well. AP 4, strength 12 indirect. D6 plus 2, right, on D cannons. I don't really play the Whirlwind this edition. I used to play it a lot last edition. The reason I used to play it a lot was because it had that stratagem that gave, what was it, like, fights first or fights? I think it was like a fights last stratagem. So you could shoot something in the Whirlwind and then go, that unit fights last. And that was very strong for Blood Angels. How much were Desolation Marines before the nerf? Well, they got 2 nerfs. You used to be able to take them in 10 man. Actually, it's 3 nerfs. You used to be able to take them in 10 man. They used to be 140 for 5. Then they made them 170 for 5, so they got a 30-point nerf. Then they made them that you couldn't take them in 10s, and then they put them up to 200 points. So it was just like nerf, nerf. They got 3 nerfs in a row. They basically got nerfed to a point that nobody plays them, and then they just... That's a very real thing that happens, is units get nerfed to a point where nobody uses them, and then they're just left. Quaydog, thank you so much for the $1, dude. I appreciate it. I would have answered your question without the $1, but thank you very much for the $1. I have a question concerning our fire support. Is there any viability to running a Knight Castellan over 2 Vindicators? It's only 15 more points. So my opinion of the Knight Castellan is it's swingy as hell. 2 Vindicators are probably going to be pretty reliable if you shoot both of them at the same target, or if you even just shoot one of them against the Oath of Movement target. There's quite a lot of reliability in that. If you're playing Angelic Inheritors and you get sustained hits, which you can do as well, there's even more reliability in that. So like Vindicators are somewhat reliable. You play them to a tournament, like you play 5 games with the Vindicators, you're gonna roll for number of shots 6s a few times. You're gonna do 10 strength 14 AP 3. Whereas like with the Castellan Knight, you only get like D3 shots from the big cannon. You do get a couple of shield breakers, but I mean, when the Castellan hits, it's bonkers, but it is super swingy, only hitting on 3s. No real rerolls there, and sometimes it's only 1 shot. So if you get 1 shot from the volcano cannon, it can be rough. Plus, I mean, here's the thing: a lot of people can kill a Castellan in 1 turn if they get into combat with it. If you're playing against Death Guard, they're just going to jump a unit of Death Shroud 6 inches away from it. They'll destroy it in 1 round of combat. I would say, right, like lethal sustained lance. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if it can last 1 round of combat against Death Shroud. There's nothing wrong with a Castellan. Like if it pops off, it's very good. But having played both, I think I would play the double Vindicator tank over the Castellan. Because you can keep 1 Vindicator on the table, you can roll it up, you can Oath a Moment its target, and then you can bring the other Vindicator in from Strategic Reserve, Oath a Moment its target. So I would run 2 Vindicators over the Castellan. I've ran both. And if I'm going to a tournament, I'm running the double Vindicator. Yeah, you could argue Canis Rex is the way to go. I mean, Canis Rex is just very good right now. How long that's going to stay, though? Like, I honestly thought he should be nerfed already, right? I mean, they don't necessarily need to nerf his rules, they just need to make his points costs reasonable, because I think that the points costs are too low. Fugin and Fire Dragons easily shot my Castellan off the board. Fugin is a bit bonkers though, right? And with all the reactive battle focus move stuff that they can do, Fugin and Fire Dragons is honestly one of the best combos in the game. I lost in a tournament recently to Fugin and Fire Dragons. They did the same thing. They just blew me up. I think they killed my Land Raider, and then I think they killed something else the next turn, and then when I finally shot them, they just moved away from me because is Canis viable in Blood Angels? Well, I mean, he's fine in Blood Angels, but I mean, Knights are always going to be weaker in Blood Angels than they are going to be in a straight up Knights detachment, right? They hop out of the transport, they use no Overwatch, they get into melt range. I wouldn't say it's unfair, but yeah, it's just very difficult to deal with. I mean, I kind of miss the fact that, like, before we used to just be able to run a crap load of Infernal Pistols, you know, like 10 Infernal Pistols. You could jump in, you could throw a grenade, you could shoot 10 Infernal Pistols, you could pop open the transport, and then you could just charge what's inside. Like, there was something very... I guess maybe Games Workshop deemed that was too strong, But I mean, that was the way that you could deal with stuff like that. Now it's just much, much harder. Because they're going to keep the transport obscured, so you can never get to them. I haven't been streaming in ages, United Wargamer. And I've been practicing Ultramarine, so no, I haven't had a chance to look at your app. Did Andrew and the Plastic Crackheads ever look at it? What are your hopes for Blood Angels in 11th edition? That's a good question. What is the hopes?
6927 donated $20 via Super Chat. Buy some Inferno Piss Tetsi on me, brother. I always got your back.
Matthew, thank you so much for the 20. YouTube wouldn't let me type pistols in the super chat. Would it not? Really? Wow, censorship. I mean, maybe it's... I don't even know why they would censor that. The world's gone crazy, though, right? Like... Send me the video demo, dude. I think my email address is bloodangelscommander@gmail.com. Let me just double check that. I don't actually use my email all that much. Yeah, just bloodangelscommander, all one word, @gmail.com. That's it. Thank you. Sorry. So yeah, 2 questions. Thank you so much, Matthew, for the super chat. Do appreciate it. You're always hooking me up. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hopes for 11th edition. I think my hope for 11th edition is that we get a unit that is a melee unit that is actually dedicated to like killing monsters and vehicles, right? Like, you know, like the Woven are a perfect example. If you took all the bullshit weapons that the Death Company had away and replaced it with those Woven anti-monster, anti-vehicle 3-ups, because the Woven strength sucks, right? It's like strength 5. I think it's 5, 2, minus 3. No, sorry. 5 minus 2, 3. And they only get a few attacks, the Woven, but basically what they do have is they do have flat 3 damage against monsters and vehicles, a 4-up invan, an anti-vehicle monster 3-up. And I think that's the sort of thing that Blood Angels miss. Like, we need a unit that just kill, like, we need a melee unit that kills vehicles and monsters and doesn't require our stratagem, so we can use our stratagem somewhere else. Because I guess that's the thing that the Space Wolves have. I'm like confident that the Space Wolves probably have a stratagem that gives them like +1 to wound or plus extra strength, right, or plus extra attacks, and they don't need to use that on their Woven because their Woven just AP 3, flat 3, anti-vehicle, anti-monster 4-up. Assault Terminators with jump packs. I don't think they'll give Assault Terminators with jump packs because Grey Knights have those like teleporting Terminators and they just give them a 6-inch advance, right? I think we probably just need like a refresh on the Death Company or the Vanguard veterans, or we need some way to do 3 damage, right? I think that's probably what it boils down to. Be it some of our characters or be it some of our units. But like when we're playing against -1 damage enemies and they're literally taking 50% of our damage away, it feels like a huge uphill battle, especially with the low strength, right? Like strength 8 is pretty low for Sanguinary Guard. Strength 6 on Assault Intercessors is pretty low. I was trying to think back actually, because like in 9th edition, I felt like Sanguinary Guard were really solid in 9th edition in terms of their damage output. They obviously had less, they probably had less strength as well. Oh, it would have been because they just... Yeah, do you know what? The difference was, in 10th edition we get +2 strength. In 9th edition we just had +1 to wound. I think probably the wish list for 11th edition should be the return of +1 to wound, right? Because +1 to wound is just infinitely better than +2 strength. Because +1 to wound just always massively helps. Inceptors do 3 damage. Yeah, I know they do, but I'm talking about a melee unit that does 3 damage. Because we're a melee army, we're not an Inceptor army. And I mean, Inceptors go up and down in terms of like... If we look at the last 6 months of Inceptors, right now they're pointed okay, they're like 40 points per model, but I mean, Inceptors have been as high as 60 points per model. So we can't be relying on a unit that goes up to 60 points per model, and let's be fair, you're talking 60 points for a toughness 6, 3 wound model with no invuln, 60 points? Like, that feels pretty fucking high, honestly. And they blow themselves up when you roll 1s on the hazardous. You just lose your whole model, right? Dante needs to sharpen his axe. Yeah, and you go back to 9th edition, for example, Astaroth could do 4 damage a swing, right? Like, that's a big difference. Like, now Astaroth's just flat 2. How often do you see Astaroth? How often did you see him in 9th edition? You saw him a lot. You saw him a lot when he could do 4 damage a swing, right? You don't really see him much when he's doing 2 damage a swing. So yeah, some units that can do more than 2 damage is the wish list, and probably +1 to wound is also the wish list. And let's throw Matthew's idea on there because he just gave me a $20 super chat. He wants half price Razorbacks in 11th edition. Dude, I do not think any firstborn tanks will still be here in 11th edition. I just don't see it. Maybe 1 or 2 things are still here from firstborn, but like firstborn are the way out the door, man. Everything is being replaced. Sanguinius and a Dreadnought, 3 damage, twin linked. Ironically, the Dreadnought with his flat 3 damage is a lot worse than the Dreadnought we had in 9th edition as well, because in 9th edition, the Redemptor Dreadnought was D6 +1, I think? I'm going to check that. I'm convinced the Redemptor Dreadnought in 9th edition was D6 +1. It was bonkers good, the Redemptor Dreadnought's melee in 9th edition. Like, it just killed characters like they're going out of fashion. Redemptor. I could see Centurions sticking around. I mean, maybe they don't legend Centurions. I'm just starting to build our Jack after pivoting to Space Wolves. Okay, Wolf Time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just getting ready to go to bed, by the way. I am tired tonight. Which is funny because I slept in today. But I had a lot. We had visitors around today, so it was a busy day. Redemptor Dreadnought. What the hell is it? It used to be an elite. Redemptor Dreadnought. Land Raiders will stay, maybe. The Redemptor Fist last edition, it was D3 +3, even better, right? D3 +3. And how many attacks did you get? You only got, so you got one less attack, maybe. But rather than 3, it was D3 +3. Are you not watching the WC tournament? I haven't been, man. My wife had guests today, so I've been on kid duty pretty much the entire day. So no, I don't know if my kids would be so happy if we were watching Warhammer. We've been playing Lego Star Wars all day. Is that even what it's called? I think it's just Lego Star Wars. It only costs like $10, but it's like all the episodes. So like all the old movies, you just play through them with Lego characters. That's what we've been doing today. I say old movies. Yeah, I mean, the new movies are in there as well, but we're playing the old ones, because let's face it, we don't care so much about the new ones, right? But yeah, I don't foresee too many Horus Heresy units coming over. Did you see the Melee Blood Angels list that beat the Death Guard during the tournament this weekend? Someone linked it in Discord, that match. Yeah, someone did link that match in Discord. I didn't watch it yet. Yeah, I'm taking off as well. Crozier, thanks again for sending that list with the 12 captains. It looks crazy fun. You guys have a great evening. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the gifted subs. I do really appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30-ish, to go over army lists. We'll try and go over like something like 7 or 8 army lists tomorrow night. So if you want your armies to be looked at tomorrow night, put it in the comment of this video. And that's it. And I'll contact the 2 people that won the giveaway earlier in the stream and get the prizes sent out. So, thanks again, guys. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy WTC if you're watching it tomorrow. Send me a link, or someone send a link in the Discord if there is a stream going on, and maybe I'll get some kid free time tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Take care. Good night.